Let's go. Who Respect the DJ.
Slip and slide DJ.
I think it's an invasion. Man, they not from around here. I think it's an invasion.
Rockstar.
Greetings, Earthlings. This is my introduction. They say greatness doesn't come overnight, so I'm not rushing. Spaced out swag, best believe I'm paper touching. Super stupid flow, and you bitches can't tell them nothing. UFO, uniquely flying, outstanding. All I speak is cash, I see why you don't understand. UFO, uniquely flying, outstanding. All I speak is cash, I see why you don't understand me. Got a sense for drama, so I always keep the cannon. This is the invasion, so watch out for our landing. Standing tall, never too far. Spring and summer fashion, bro, I get it in the fall. Y'all about to start hating, and I don't mind at all. I'm a thriller like MJ, and my flow is off the wall. Who that? They're not from around. It's gotta be my imagination. I think it's an invasion. They not from around here. I think it's an invasion. Who that? They're not from around here. It's gotta be my imagination. I think it's an invasion. Man, they not from around here. I think it's an invasion. Greetings, Earthlings. I am Wallow. I live life like there's no tomorrow. Chris King, KGNOOB. What homes you ain't know? We're UFO. Cargo, khakis, polos, and fresh kicks. That's the definition of what the cargo kids is. SOS, yes, spaced out swagger. I never do anything right, I'm backwards. I'm so galactic, so erratic. You niggas on my old swag, you can have it. The world is mine and your girl is too. So do us a favor, make room for the crew. Wow. Who that? They're not from around. It's gotta be my imagination. I think it's an invasion. They not from around here. I think it's an invasion. Who that? They're not from around. It's gotta be my imagination. I think it's an invasion. Man, they not from around here. I think it's an invasion.
Yo, welcome back to the mothership, bitches.
What's happening?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Lovely.
Yo, welcome to the WhoDat podcast, the livest podcast this side of the Mississippi and the Nile River.
Appreciate it.
With the most livest goddamn topics. Once again, if you don't know, I'm your man B. We got the captain Demario right here, Paco.
What up?
we got light skin sensation.
What's good with it?
What's up, man? And this week we have a very special guest that has gone viral and is known all over the world. This man is a very special guest. He's a personal friend of mine, Mr. Britches Hughes, but known as Britches. That's what I always called you.
Most still.
So y'all know I want to, give him credit. That's his name. My man's a chef and everything. We're gonna get into that. But this is a personal friend of mine. I've known him since school days and shit. But since then, he has taken on a new life all his own.
Yeah.
Full of adventures.
Yes.
And if you're wondering what brings Britches on the show, if you were not privy to the slam heard around the world, then you can go on the WhoDat podcast page right now, and we actually have a video of a full timeline that we will be discussing coming up. and we're gonna be talking about this incident and all the details that went into the situation a little bit. But first, we gotta stop. We gotta start this off right. Yesterday was Mother's Day.
Yes.
We love our mamas. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the mamas out there.
Most definitely.
Shout out to all the mamas. We love all y'all. Let me ask y'all first, how was Mother's Day? Let's start this off.
Mother's Day was good, man. It was I went out, I took her an iPad and some flowers.
Okay.
So it was that was real cool. She
pulled up with a Victoria's Secret bag, and she was very skeptical to look in that bad boy.
Yeah, I did. I delivered it in a Victoria's Secret bag. She wasn't sure, what to expect. She was like, "You bought your mom something from Victoria's Secret?" I was like, "Yeah,
She's like, better be perfume in that bag.
Right. But it was an iPad. It was all a gag, so you know.
Right.
Yeah. How about you? How was Mother's Day? Did you call your mom?
Oh yeah, called my mother. Spent a lot of time on the phone with her yesterday. Made sure that she was all right. Her flowers actually come in tomorrow because they were supposed to be there on that Saturday, but they didn't make it in time.
Yeah, COVID, yeah.
Didn't make it. So I mean, she has flowers on the way. She has a pair of Cortezes. Those were her favorite shoes growing up. So I got a pair of Cortezes on the way.
Ooh, OG style.
So mama about to look, walking out and looking fresh during the quarantine.
Now
so
you just gotta send her some khakis.
Right.
Khakis with the Cortez.
Right.
Then she said, "I know."
She said, "Bro, how was your Mother's Day?"
Me myself, like you said, bro. I'm a chef.
Yeah.
So I cooked for my moms and sis. I did some ribs, some loaded baked potatoes, some broccoli and cheese, Hawaiian rolls. Broke some bread with my moms. That was about it.
Hey, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yo, Britches is an amazing chef. Like, amazing chef. He's done 2 events of mine and then 2 or 3 of Jasmine.
Yeah,
right.
Something like
2
that.
or 3.
Yeah. Man, I had a tattoo party once, man, and bruh came through with an Oreo cake, chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
And what them things that always sold out them things in the shell thing.
The stuffed Cajun shell.
Yes,
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah.
Ooh, worth gold. Oh my God.
Appreciate
I know
the
your
love,
mama was
homie.
happy. I know your mama was happy.
And most
Man.
definitely.
Man. All right. Now, next, make sure that we do the respectful thing first. We have Mother's Day, and we also want to say rest in peace to Miss Betty Wright.
Right.
Rest in peace to Andre Harrell, who was an iconic and very influential executive, a black executive, which is important for us to know about. He was a black executive in the music industry, and he's the reason why a lot of the 90s R&B is what it is. He exposed a lot of groups to the masses, and so rest in peace to him. He actually discovered Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs.
Right.
So without Andre Harrell, we would miss out on a lot. But one of the biggest and toughest losses, obviously, has been Little Richard. Rest in peace to Little Richard.
Right.
Just iconic, a founder, a forefather of rock and roll, R&B. Anybody that came after James Brown was influenced by Little Richard.
True.
Definitely.
So definitely, rest in peace to him. We hope that all condolences that have been sent, because social media, the whole world could say, "Hey, I hope you're feeling good."
Right.
So we send the same condolences out to the friends and family. We hope that all the condolences have reached them safely, and they haven't, been going through too much. Little Rich was 86, 87. That's a nice life. Betty Wright was 66.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, icon in her own right. I like Betty Wright because
Most definitely.
yeah, my mama made me, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mama made me listen to her. I didn't really know anything until I was 10. Other than
Right.
other
I
than
think
gospel.
the cleanup woman put her on the charge.
I mean. So rest in peace to all those legends and when we use the word legend and icons, it's knowing the definition. It's not like how y'all hashtag and shit.
It's not Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck him so
Yeah.
much.
Anyways,
But,
go
yes.
ahead. Keep going.
But it's knowing the definition. These are true icons. These are true legends that put in work over decades and decades, and they really committed to their craft, but they also committed to a purpose in their life. to further not only themselves but the respect in the whatever field they were in, whether it was R&B, whether it was rock and roll, whether it was the executive board. They made sure that we got our respect as a people. Like they really put on. So these are legends for real. These ain't like your goats, Lil Peep and shit. Right? These motherfuckers that really did some shit. But anyways, so we've thanked the moms.
Yeah.
All praise to the ancestors.
Yeah. And at the end of the show, we are going to play a couple interviews with each of our mothers if you want to stay tuned for that too. But I think first and foremost, while everybody's here and paying attention. Woo! Yes.
Now, we have to get to the matter at hand that I have so many questions about. Britches, my guy, my dog, my homie, my ace. So we have the video. It's a full timeline. But the one that made it to World Star, the one that got like millions of views on YouTube and all that, is not the full video. I suggest everyone go look at the full video.
Please.
Yes. Yeah. But the short version of what was shown to the whole world is tell us what happened, bro.
If you can, in what you can tell us.
Yeah, like
Well, let me begin by taking this moment to
you can look into that camera there. You need to
to publicly say I can't say the victim's said name, but to publicly apologize and let her know that I am sorry for the incident that took place.
That's big man right there.
Yeah.
Yes. Especially if you've seen the whole video and you like. But Let's take it as we haven't. Let's take it as we haven't seen the video. So you were working at Popeyes, right?
Correct.
Chicken sandwiches was big. Everything's popping off. There was a lot going on. And one evening, someone came into the Popeyes and
just let them go from there.
So basically, November 5th, I'm sitting in the car. I'm having a cigarette. When I see said victim walk into Popeyes, at the time, I'm continuing my smoke break. So then I walk in a couple minutes later, and the entire restaurant is irate. The said victim is belligerent. Said person. I like that better. The said person was just loud, obnoxious, belligerent, incoherent. She just was not complying with what was being asked of her. So,
So what was she there for?
To get a refund that she did not need. Like, there was no refund to be issued. Right. She got her food in which she had ordered the day before. Right. But even so,
she came back a day later.
Yeah. Right. We offered a refund for her to leave, the premises, but that wasn't good enough for her. Right. So she decided to stay and cause a scene.
Wait. All right. So when you walk in, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you walk in like she's irate and everything. Was she like under the influence or something, or like was she just upset about her food?
I mean, she was upset about her food, but in her face you could smell alcohol.
Okay.
In her face you could smell alcohol. So I go around the counter and I instruct the GM, hey, let me try to talk to her because I've met said person a couple times through top nails, solar nails, things of that nature.
Okay.
So I try to talk to her, calm her down, and at that point she begins to throw the N-word. And
at you personally?
Not at me personally. No. At the GM at the time.
Oh.
Yes, Shatika Miller.
Oh.
So me, I'm like, hey, that's unnecessary. Calm down, pipe down with all that. And then it just went on into I'll smack you, and that's when in the video you'll see me. I'm like,
that's when the cameras came on.
When the cameras came on, when you like snap.
Right.
See, what a lot of people don't realize is like nobody's just standing there filming. It's got to pop off before somebody's like, oh, I need to run this camera. You know what I mean?
Personally, man, I called the police. Okay, I called the police before it even got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you called the police.
I called the police from my phone.
You called the police from your phone before you got it?
Long before. And then her words were, if you listen to the video, she says, call the law. Half the law, my family.
Yes.
Okay.
That wasn't the video. All right, I'm with you.
Later on, like.
So that's why she said it, because you told her that you called the police.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. So that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So then one guy actually grabs her from behind, pushes her out of the restaurant.
We've got a clip of her being removed the first time from the restaurant.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and go ahead.
She was
Dom.
out the door.
Right.
Right,
So she
right.
was out the door. You know, we trying to lock the doors. I'm holding one door. The GM, Shatika Miller, is holding the other door. Well, she snatches the door that Shatika is holding open.
If we got that on the camera, yeah.
Now, what you have to see in the video too that we had put out was like she was outside. She was by herself.
Yeah.
Nobody was out there with her.
Like, man,
and I'm not
being real-
advocating for anything, but like if me, I mean, we'll get there. We'll get there. But if I'm in a situation with numerous people that are upset with me, and I'm outside, and I'm like, oh, I can hit my car and be gone.
That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm be like,
Right.
hey, I'm out. You know what I mean?
But like me being real, man, like the way she stood out there on her phone, I felt like she was plotting something. You feel me?
Yeah.
You just said they'll always have your family. Now you're gonna stand out here.
Yeah, and
on
it's a
your
good.
phone.
She stood out there by herself for a minute too.
Yeah.
She did,
So-
because first of all, we had to find the key to lock the door.
Right.
We had to find the key, so she was out there all that time while we searched for this key.
Right.
Okay, so we're holding the door. She snatched the door open. She kicks Shatika Miller in the chest.
Right.
Well, at that point, I go out. I grab the individual, and I slam him. Okay. Now, me in my head, I'm thinking, okay, now I've saw officers de-escalate situations by using the same force.
Right.
Am I an officer? No, but by the same token.
You got to de-escalate the situation.
Exactly. And then she went into this rolling over thing, and then here comes the police. Here comes the law.
Right,
At that
right.
point.
Were they already coming because you had called on account of her?
Yeah, but it took a complete 360.
Well, while in the time of
So
it,
at the time that you went ahead and did that, then it turned into
Yeah,
a
because-
you instead of.
because
her
they never even asked to
situation.
speak with me. Like, I was trying to tell the officer, hey, I called you,
Yeah.
but he was talking around me
Right.
as opposed to listening to me.
I mean, in today's world, I guess they want to paint you as a bad guy, but then we just a couple months ago had a citizen's arrest with 2 shotguns to a guy.
Right.
If he committed a crime or not, a citizen's arrest with 2 shotguns.
Well, I don't want to say everyone, but in the eyes of the law and people on YouTube, like the video you sent me, that's fine to be take the place of a police officer in that moment. If you have a shotgun, you got to kill somebody. But,
there it is.
But in this moment, if you have to de-escalate a situation when a woman has wait. So if she yelled out the N-word inside the establishment, right, and then she kicked the manager, is that a I mean, I know it's assault, but is that a hate crime?
I mean,
Sorry, I'm not on the mic. Is that a hate crime? It's like I don't know what the stipulations is on.
Well, from what I've been informed, just in your typical scenario, blurring out the N-word is a hate crime in and of itself.
Oh,
Right.
So just to use that word and to use it with brute force is definitely a hate crime.
Right.
And
then tag along assault.
You feel me? And it wasn't like she just assaulted Shatika Miller. She tried to assault Chanel Prowell, Cheyenne Prowell. Like, she tried to assault multiple people. So we were just like, no, you got to go.
Right.
We weren't trying to cause any of what's going on.
Right.
And to the brother that put this out, I was
about to ask, did you know it was being recorded?
I did not.
Yeah.
So when did you find out?
The next day, man, I woke up, my phone was like ding 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 ding.
Oh, wow.
You feel me? So then I look at my phone and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was like, yeah, this is
this
bad.
is escalated. Now, Devin, tell your story a little bit.
Dude, so I was in Michigan at the time, right? And it was the day after. It was literally the day after that happened. I was at one of my buddy's house, and we were sitting there, and I get on and I'm scrolling, and I get on Facebook, and the video popped up. And then I'm looking and I read the caption: Columbia, Tennessee man drops a woman in the Popeyes parking lot. And I'm like, I'm from there. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's in the parking lot where the Kroger is on Nashville Highway. Like, and I was like, damn. And I gotta tell people I'm from there. Oh shit. But like, once I got to watch the whole thing though and see parts, because I feel like when everybody captures something that happens, you capture what just happened. You don't capture what from the start to the end of it. Right. So like from that, I knew, even though I was like, whoa, I was like, she obviously had to do something to deserve it. Like, ain't nobody about to just go up and drop somebody for no damn reason. Like, you're not, like, he's not gonna gang up on this one lady just because. But like, when I watched that, I'm not gonna lie, I did laugh for a while. Like, I thought it was so bad. It was so bad.
No.
It was an awful. It was awful. I was like,
World Star.
Right.
The World
We
Star.
talked about it. Like, usually on World Star, they just put the state. Like, this happened in Texas. This was in.
yeah,
Columbia.
it put the
Like,
full on city and state. Like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it put Columbia on blast.
Yo, and
Yes.
it was just after we just had the GM strike,
Right.
Where the only place in the whole nation that had like a ruckus and somebody died was in Spring Hill.
Wow.
So it was like, damn, these niggas going off.
Dude, it was so.
Yeah.
I trust me when I tell you, I feel awful for laughing the first time I watched it, cause like I'm like, God, dude, like it was at first it was funny, but then when I like started watching, I'm like, okay, well, all right, now I understand why you got dropped. It makes sense.
Well,
I didn't even
clarify
understand.
this?
I didn't even know it was you, to be honest, bro. When I saw it, it was just hilarious to me. I'm sorry, like just off of I love World Star. So when I saw it, I was like, yo. Over a chicken sandwich. I thought it was a chicken sandwich.
No,
I thought
Yeah,
multiple
chicken sandwich
there was
videos.
so many people like trying to like, because that was the time when like Popeyes was running out a lot of them, and like
there's a
people were
lot of-
fighting all over the world
There's a
for
lot
them.
of Popeye popping off videos.
So you know,
So I was like, oh, this happened here?
Yeah.
Damn, these chicken sandwiches got people going crazy.
Right.
And then, like, the rest of the details came out. I was like, oh, I know this dude.
Yeah.
Oh, he did it. Oh, for why? Why?
Right.
Oh, that's why. Let me watch this video again.
Right.
God damn.
Wow.
You know, and I would like to clarify, a lot of people have assumed that everything took place because of the N-word. Okay? Like, understand.
Hey,
I'm
bring that mic
from
up
the
for
South.
him.
You know, Columbia, Tennessee, born and bred.
Yeah.
I've been done heard the N-word.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that has no bearing on me.
Right.
You know, you look more like once in me than I do when you
Right.
use that terminology. You feel me? So it's like, to feel or think that it was about the N-word shows like how minute, you know, your thinking is, in my opinion.
But that's because, thanks to the WhoDat podcast who put the whole timeline out. Go check it out right now. People did not know that there was an assault attached to it. So all they could see, because there was the one video of the inside when all the cameras came out and y'all were already in the midst of it, and you heard somebody saying in the background, you can't be saying the N-word up in here like that.
I tell you that wasn't an employee. That was a customer.
Yeah, that was a customer.
A customer. A customer's not just gonna, you know.
Right.
They're not
So-
just gonna.
And then the next thing that they see is just the clip of just the outside. You know what I mean? So that in between her standing outside, you know what I mean, and then deciding to turn around and open the door, like that's why they just assumed it was the N-word, because they didn't actually have all the video.
Right.
Now that you see, oh, she kicked somebody.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
that somebody was pregnant.
Right.
She kicked the pregnant
And
person.
they did.
Oh.
They did file charges, assaults. Both
she
of you
did.
guys were filed with that,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Now, like, also, what a lot of people fail to realize is, yes, I did this to de-escalate the situation. Yes, was this a reaction to an action? By all means, yes. The general manager of the said Popeyes is biologically my older sister.
Right.
You know, so one has to take that into consideration. How would you feel if someone kicked your sister?
Pregnant sister.
You know,
Your pregnant sister.
right.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You know, how would you feel if that had happened?
Man, I'll be honest, man. You, in light, looking at it like that, I would have went worse. And me, I know how I am.
Right.
Like, I would have overdone it. Like, the slam and then just walking away is not where my stopping point would have been.
Right.
So, it, like, man.
And when I walked away,
Your
I
pregnant
actually
sister.
returned to work. Like, I actually went back to work. Like,
right, for the rest of the night.
Because you had already called the police. So in your mind, you was like, that bitch in trouble.
Right.
Right.
Nevertheless, I look around, and it's this little brown boy that's in trouble. You know, and like, it might be a little jacked up to say, but my roots run deep here. My great grandfather and my great great uncle were burned alive in the jail.
Oh, Mix Slide.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not forgotten, bro. That's one generation away, bro.
Exactly.
Like, for real.
You feel me? So like, the roots run deep. So when this situation took place, you know, and I started receiving death threats, you know.
Now I was gonna get to that.
It's like, dude, wow, for real?
Yeah.
Because if the shoe was on the other foot,
it wouldn't be nothing.
This would not be the situation.
Nope, that bad boy would have just been retied up. It just would have kept on walking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It wouldn't have hit World Star.
By no
Nope.
means.
No, it wouldn't have hit World Star.
It was a shoelace undone that just.
It wouldn't even got top on my Facebook time.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
You might have got it in your inbox. Look at Britches getting slammed over here.
Right,
You know what I mean?
And you know what though is like this situation and the situation that we've just had with that dude in Georgia. I'm gonna tell you what, if the social media did not take a part of that at all, I really don't think anything would ever happen to those guys. Not at all.
Guarantee.
Yeah.
Guarantee.
I truthfully believe that.
There will be no arrest. There'll be no progress on that at all.
Right.
At all. So, but all right, in your mind, because I do want to touch on how it was said that there was a bounty put on you, which with a small town like we live in, and we are in the South, like you said,
right.
And especially this Mule Town and all that, and roots run deep. And with her saying that half her family was the police, and then knowing like your family history and everything, and then you find out about people talking about a bounty and the death threats and all that. Did you? What was your level of concern?
Me, honestly, I wasn't worried, because I got a lot of family.
Yeah.
Okay, but then at the same time,
there's a lot of y'all niggas.
Right, I can't think about just me. I got an 18-month, 19-month-old son.
Right.
So that was my priority.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need to ensure and make sure that he's safe.
Right.
So, like, I actually gave up my home.
Wow.
Right.
You feel me? Because the person lives across the street from me.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Blackburn Lane. Okay.
Get the hell
The person
out of
lives
here,
across the street from me. Okay.
What?
Dead ass. Okay. So my girlfriend is
So
telling me.
wait, stop right there. So how was it for that first week then?
Oh my God.
Yeah, well,
Tense because
I bet.
I get home from work and my girlfriend's son is informing me that he saw, excuse my French, he saw some white people peeping into the house.
Oh shit.
So I'm like, huh? Then I come home to a note taped on the door.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna get you and your boy.
Oh shit.
Okay, so then it's time to take this thing for real.
Yeah.
If you got balls to do that, you might have balls to actually do something.
Especially here, bro.
Right.
And like, call it for what it is. The Klan ain't never attacked when you was ready.
Right.
Okay, they always wait till you done lay down or right before you get up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had to ensure my son's safety at the end of the day.
Right.
So in doing so, I left Columbia and
What's
I
up,
moved to
Gerardo?
Nashville.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I found that out today. We had a discussion before the show, and we were talking about like people recognizing you. You know what I mean? And we're just talking about how crazy it feels when you walk around and people know who you are, but you have no idea. Number one, that they know who you are, but number two, who they are even. And they know more about you than you even realize. And since we've been doing the podcast, we've encountered some of that ourselves.
Speaking of that, somebody just commented, "Hey, sexy." Obviously, it's for me. Hey, how you doing?
Share that spotlight, bro. Share that spotlight.
So, you said you were a couple places you traveled, and you said that people recognize who you were.
Yeah, like I went to Connecticut, and I was known or spotted by 2 different people. I flew from Connecticut to Chicago. 6-7 people came up to me, 2 of which asked me for my autograph. So I'm like,
Oh wow, dude.
Wow.
You know, and honestly, in my head, when the dude asked for my autograph, I was like, okay, so what has society truly been reduced to?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and I kept it
Yeah.
moving.
Right.
That's a good question to ask.
Right. So then I
That's a
flew
good
from
question, man.
Chicago to Cleveland,
Mm.
and like 5-6 people there knew me,
Bro, you went fucking viral.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was all the way
but
viral.
can't get no
I
money
mean.
behind it. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You should have released your own videos on YouTube.
Well, I mean, my attorney actually informed me that there was no money to obtain once it went nationwide news.
Yeah.
There was
There's
no
no money to obtain. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because it was public.
Right. Right. Right.
Well, you being a chef, you could make your own chicken sandwich and call it slamming.
Yeah. We almost made a shirt,
We almost
and they was gonna say the slamming chicken sandwich, and then we was gonna take part of the proceeds and help your
Hey, well,
defense.
let's get that thing going.
That's what we got to design
Let's
is
get
slamming
this thing
chicken
going.
sandwich.
Because I mean, if you want to be real, the judicial system is not set up to see black people succeed, progress, or retain their freedom in any shape, form, or
Ahmaud
fashion.
Arbery. Ahmaud Arbery situation.
Right.
So,
You know.
go ahead,
And
though.
it's just like, if you don't believe it, just watch it. A white person commit a crime, the same crime as a black person. That black person is going to obtain 15 to 25%
More.
of a longer sentence.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, so like in fighting this, I feel like I'm not only fighting for my freedom, but I'm fighting for my life essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and I got a whole son.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not a split custody, 24/7 daddy
Right.
that I gotta raise.
Right.
Man. So since you moved and everything, have they have the threats or you hearing about them and everything? Has the ruckus is calmed
Yeah,
down?
they've
right?
calmed down definitely. Because like, you know, it's pretty much goes to out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
You know, so I just moved out the way.
Right.
You know, and I honestly expected it to get worse before I could move because her son is a state trooper.
Right.
You know, so I expected it to get worse. I've actually spoken with my attorney about having the case moved from Columbia
That's a good idea.
because this is such a good old boy town.
Right.
All the way.
You know.
And you know, you're supposed to have a trial by your peers. So.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. You know, and I got to make sure that I have actual peers present. You know, and that's a hard thing to do because black people don't want to go to court. You feel me?
Oh no.
It's not something we're interested in at all. Me, I get nervous when I walk up in that joint. I ain't done nothing, but I get nervous.
Nerds and motherfuckers.
You know, and that's just the stigmata that's been placed on us.
Yeah.
You know,
But all right, so with all this going on, my question is: so how is there not? Is this like how is this not a self-defense situation?
right? Please tell me,
Oh hell! All right,
Please tell me.
Damn.
because that's been my whole process. How is this not self-defense?
Right.
You know, as a manager, it was my job to ensure the safety of my employees,
Right.
and that is essentially what I did.
Hmm.
You know, but I'm being told because of the amount of injury she sustained.
Did she? How much? Go ahead.
So what did she all sustain from that? Because from what I've seen so many different things about
Right,
her.
it changes.
It changes. So what did she initially suffer from all of it?
I couldn't tell you because it's changed. Every time I have looked at it, it has changed. Initially, it was 1 or 2 things. Then it went from 2 to 4 or 5 things. You know, and it just keeps racking up. And again, stuff like that goes back to how black people's charges get trumped up. You know, you just want to, you know, you just keep adding fuel to that
it was
fire.
like an elbow and a
Yeah,
Broken
femur
rib,
and-
Broken rib,
arms.
Yeah.
And then it went to the ribs. Then somebody told me the skull got fractured. And
I said when I seen them list of injuries, I said, "Shit, Britches don't need to be in the kitchen. He need to be bouncing at the dough." You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like damn.
he hitting like Goldberg.
Yeah.
Damn. Man.
So
The situation isn't all the way
Resolved.
yet, but do you feel hopeful about it? Like with video evidence and with the fact that she said the N-word first and that there was a kick and everything like that.
What-
It sounds like
the most promising part, I think, for your case is you're both gonna be charged with assault. The idea that both of you are being charged with assault says more for the case than anything. Now, I don't know if it's assault against you or your sister, but I mean, man, it takes a lot to kick a pregnant girl, y'all. Let's not pretend. Even some people are like, "Oh, it was a light kick." Like, I'm not assaulting no pregnant people. Period. Light kicking that. I'm not assaulting no pregnant people. So.
And if you watch the video, it's not a light kick.
Yeah.
It was not a light kick.
But a kick is a kick. Even if you
It's
spit.
a kick.
If I spit on you right now,
that's assault.
this is evidence.
Yeah. And my whole thing is, who is to say the amount of force one uses in a reaction?
Was your sister okay? Damn, we ain't even asked that.
Yeah,
right.
she is. She's good.
All right.
She's good.
Okay, that's what's up. Blessings.
Right, most definitely.
Has she had the baby yet?
No.
Okay, man. All right, that's the important part of this whole thing. A pregnant woman got kicked, so let's make sure that.
Right.
Man, damn, and your sister. Holy shit.
So what happens?
A lot of details.
What happens now? Where we go from here?
Well, from here, honestly, it's just lawyer fees, man.
Like a motherfucker.
Like, I'm just trying to make sure that I have the best representation I can find. I've been recommended attorney Thomas Overton, you know, and I've been told that he's a bulldog in the courtroom, and I'm just praying that that's what it is, you know. And again, even though I have an attorney, I'm not done looking.
Right.
Like, you know, because
Secondary
I want what's
counsel.
the best. I want secondary counsel. Like, I'm honestly looking at suing Popeyes behind this, because none of us retained proper training for any situation like this.
Right.
You know, and I just feel like Popeyes, honestly, and I have the text messages, okay? Popeyes told me and my sister, y'all are good. Y'all are covered. We don't have to take that kind of mess at Popeyes. But then, when everything blew up, they backed out.
When shit go viral, bro.
Yeah.
Switch
They
up on
backed
you.
out.
Yep. Damn. But initially, so before it got viral, you had the support. And then that shit, oh man, they got damn backed up quick. They like, ooh, hold on, we ain't know.
Right.
We ain't know. We thought we only had our cameras.
Right.
Damn. So, have you talked to the dude that leaked the video?
I have not. And honestly, like, I ain't mad at bruh or nothing, but I truly wish that black people as a whole stop seeing situations like this as funny.
Right.
Because there was nothing funny about it. And I know you shared it to be funny, but you didn't just affect me.
Right.
You affected my son.
everybody.
Really, let's kind of talk about that a little bit. How has your life changed? Tell the world.
I honestly cannot find a job to save my life.
Right.
I have had, I don't know how many interviews. I have been offered jobs. I had a job with a barbershop making $60,000 a year. Great benefits. The barbershop hired me one day. That morning I got up to get dressed for work, and I received a text that due to the close ties within the community, they were no longer able to employ me. So, like, literally.
Damn.
Wow.
My
Close
life
ties
has
in
been
the
freaked up
So look,
behind this.
do we have any black-owned businesses that are listening that are needing to employ our friend here? You know, we learned from our mistakes. I'm pretty sure my man has learned from his mistake, you know, that he made, and he's just trying to go further in his life. So,
I mean, this is a crazy situation right here. I didn't know all these details.
Right.
Like, even though we had the timeline video to hear the details of it all and
directly from you.
Yeah, man, it's a motherfucker. Like you already knew her. You thought you could calm her down. And the fact that it all started over to get a refund on some day old food. That's crazy. Like, I didn't know, like, when you think like, damn, the reason she was in there was the food yesterday.
Some food the day before.
Hey, that's some shit.
Did she bring the food back?
No.
Oh, the food was ate.
She said she she had been double charged.
Oh, double charged.
But the
Okay.
thing was, she chose not to purchase a meal. She purchased items individually. In doing so, you are running your own ticket up.
Right. Instead of getting the combo, I want a chicken sandwich. I want shrimp. Now I want fries. I want coleslaw. So you want the combo? No, I want exactly how. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Right.
I got you.
So she in there, she tripping out because y'all done overcharged on the shrimp, and and she want a confetti cheesecake or something like that. And the fact that like that's the part where it all started. I didn't know that. Like I thought that it was some real deal chicken sandwich shit. Like I for real thought that like she was in there and it was like, I'm so tired of y'all being out of shit. Fucking niggas so
Right.
Oh man. Damn, this is crazy. And then she stayed right across the street from you.
Oh my gosh.
That's wild.
That is wild.
That is wild.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You know, I'm as crazy as it sounds. I'd low key that'd be a scary thing to go home to every day, knowing that
you're in Muletown. You're 15 minutes away from where the Klan got started.
Yeah,
that's scary,
I know.
bro.
I
That's
know.
Scary as shit.
Like
your son is a cop. Fuck.
and you live across the street.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like I basically have been told that even if after everything is over, I have to do some time, that it's very likely I'm not going to make it out of there because her son is a cop. So the affiliation.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I'm just like, wow, really? You can Emmett Till me.
Wow.
You can, I mean, the list goes on. You can Trayvon Martin me.
Right.
Yeah, man.
You know,
for real.
you can Mr. Brown me.
Like,
You know, Garner, all these people.
Right.
And as a black man, for every black person that is killed unjustly, believe it or not, as a black man, you deal with their ghost.
Yeah.
You know, because you are trying to tiptoe around.
like a motherfucker.
Right.
Because then you have them in your mind of like,
right,
all right,
let's
he
not
did
do
that.
what they did.
Yeah, exactly.
And growing up here in Columbia, you've already been taught to walk on eggshells around white people.
Like a motherfucker.
You know, so it's like, how much lighter can I walk?
And let's kind of clarify some things, people that are just tuning in. You know, we're getting his side of things. We are, you know, we're not justifying anything in any sort of way, you know, but you know, he has apologized for some things that were going on, but the big thing is most people don't have the full story of everything.
The full story.
So yeah, most people just have that clip, so they have to understand the spectrum of the situation, and who's better to tell it than himself. So
with all the changes in your life and everything, once this situation is handled, you plan on just staying out of Columbia though? Yeah,
I'm done.
Done in Columbia.
My ties have been severed here.
Yeah, yeah. What was the dollar amount that they like? I thought it was like $5,000 that they were trying to put on your head or something like that.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
$5,000. Devin locked it down. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. It's the quarantine, nigga. Lock the door, Devin.
Fuck this stimulus check, nigga.
Damn. Got this Britches stimulus coming right to us.
They just told me I ain't getting it anyway.
So, what would you like to pursue now? Like, if you could have the job you wanted, what would you like to pursue now?
I mean, I'm honestly a jack of multiple trades.
Man, if you don't tell these folks,
I would love to jump in the kitchen and
Yeah.
like, really cook, you know, like
So-
full on cooking.
I told you I didn't have any advice for you, but maybe I do. What about investing in like a food truck and just letting 2 other people do it, and you just come up with the recipes and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Then you're cooking, they're serving your food. You pay 2 employees, you know, and you collect on the back end. You know?
That would be dope, bro.
Yeah.
That's smooth. Every episode he has $1 million idea. Every episode.
So y'all talking about his food, man. Now I want to have like a cook off.
A cook-off?
You're not gonna win.
Yeah. Oh, you want to cook off against him? Oh, wow. WhoDat cook-off? We'll get
Bro,
Miss Duke
hold on,
involved.
bro.
Ooh,
Hold on.
we can get Chef Jules involved.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Hold on.
See, here's the thing though. I don't I don't back down from a challenge. If I lose, I lose.
We still eat.
Yeah.
We're
still eating, but I will not back down from a challenge because y'all know how much I like to cook.
I do gotta speak for light skin sensation. The boy can grill now.
Yeah. He got some grill skills.
He got some grill skills.
Okay.
But when I tell you, man, Britches got a long line of.
He got a repertoire.
Bruh, shit that I don't eat. Like it's to the point where he just like, bruh, you gonna like it.
Right.
All right.
Oh,
And
yes,
I know he
sir.
don't put no
And
pork in
then
his food. My God.
I do salmon too. I got a couple pictures of the salmon that I do.
Look at
What kind of glaze that you use on your salmon?
Balsamic vinaigrette.
Mix balsamic with a little bit of bourbon.
Ooh.
Mix. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Who
the
the fuck think
repertoire.
like that?
The repertoire.
The repertoire.
So
That's the name of the food truck.
I guess the best thing to do is just focus, and I'm gonna keep up with you and focus on the future of how you can go forward. Now, when is your trial?
That's still up in the air right now.
It's still up in the air. Okay.
Oh yeah, because of COVID shit, the court down.
Yeah, that's right. That's
oh,
right.
Shit, I ain't gotta go to Louisiana. Court's down.
Oh, that's right. That's
yes,
right.
Thank God. Situation in Baton Rouge, bro.
Oh shoot, bro.
See, I don't think I could take both of y'all out anywhere together. Not when we drinking.
People love me, man. This is the thing. I have worked with the public since I was 15.
You've worked my events. You've worked 2 of my events.
I've
Yeah.
never had an altercation.
Right. That's why it was so.
Shocking.
Yeah. So I do have a relationship with Britches, and we I had a venue for a few years, and he's worked several events there where we brought him in to cater the event, and everything went smooth. There was no problems. I was very surprised when I saw. And you know what was the craziest part of the video to me though, is how big you looked on the video.
Right, that's what I said.
Bro looked.
Hell, I looked 18 months pregnant after my damn.
Well, I don't even mean like you.
Like, I was big as hell.
People are like, he's a linebacker. I'm like, Britches is like 5'3", 5'4". Like, what you talking about? You know what I mean?
Short.
Are you sure?
That's short.
I'm 5'6", bro.
5'6", you know?
When he said it, I was like, why you had to do it like that?
You know?
Oompa Loompa.
But for me, I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, man, he looks big as hell in that video. That really sucks for him in this situation because he is not that big of a guy, you know?
It's just compared
Patrick,
to a person.
what are the official charges? They have both been charged with assault. The woman and Britches both. So that's the official charges. Anyone else charged with anything? Or is it
Yes, Shatika was charged with assault as well.
How?
how?
She got kicked.
Yeah, but she hit the lady in the head
Where?
on the video.
Wait, we're gonna have to go back and check it out. One of you guys drop a link to the video if y'all got it. You know.
To ours?
Yeah, drop a link in the comments so people can check out the whole. It's a whole more than just that 20-second clip you saw outside. It's a whole build up. You know what I mean?
It's a whole build up.
It's to understand these full situations. You know, they released more footage of the recent situation that has really twisted that whole case too. You know, so like we're here offering like a full spectrum.
Okay, we talk about that one now.
Not yet.
All right.
We're gonna wait just a little bit.
Bro.
Just a little bit.
Boom, found it. It's 2.5 minutes, guys.
Copy it.
Look at how.
Hit share.
Share. Oh yes, copy the thing. Yeah.
Copy link.
Yep.
Go ahead. Look.
All right. Look
You got to give him some tech advice here. So,
man, Facebook be switching up too.
but that's what keeps people coming back to Facebook is the idea they switch and keep switching things and keep switching things. So people like to conquer shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everyone likes to conquer everything. So they know if they keep up changing it up, people are going to love it, you know? So they haven't set a date for the next trial?
No, they have not. They basically told us to wait for something in the mail. Like we went to court March 9th.
Right.
March 8th or 9th. I can't remember the exact date.
Right.
And what's funny, yo, is actually in court, okay?
All right.
Now, you're so hurt, but you're in heels. Okay? High heels.
Right.
Okay? That's one. Mm-hmm. Secondly, you know if you walk into the 3rd floor courtroom,
Yeah.
there are 2 doors.
Yeah.
2 handrails.
Right.
So I'm on the right-hand side going into the door. Whomever is with said person literally leans over into my ear and tells me, you could have got out of the way so she could have used the damn door.
It's 2 doors.
It's 2 doors. Like, why are you talking to me?
Right.
First off, yeah, I think you better back the fuck up. Like, don't be that way.
Right. No, definitely not. Definitely not. But I'm just saying.
Just be on the podcast.
Why add fuel to a situation? Why
Right. We're already in court.
Right.
Like,
Why try to entice someone?
I would hope, like, for y'all to both get in there and whatever they deal, they just deal it equally. Because it's a learning experience for both of you guys. You know what I mean? It is. It's a learning experience for both. It ran in the New Orleans situation. That was a learning experience for you. You know what I mean? It's a learning experience.
Yep.
Fuck the police
Oh,
in Baton Rouge. I learned, fuck them. That's what the fuck I learned.
So, like,
Yeah.
it's a learning experience for everybody.
I got arrested
And
with no charges, bro.
it's I mean, beyond even just us, just as a community, how fast we can be under a magnifying glass.
Quick.
You know what I mean? So, I think more than us learned, I think, a lot of people that just watched it and just was like, oh, fuck Britches, he slammed that woman, fuck that nigga, whatever. Like, and then later, like, oh, they're both charged with assault. What happened? Oh, it's a learning experience for them that maybe they need to take a step back and see the full spectrum of the situation. For people that are watching that are just learning, it's a learning experience for them too.
Yes.
Definitely.
So that's something to take from it. Now, do I feel like your whole life should have been ruined over it? No, I do not. I feel like a lot of people learned a lot of things. And maybe as a community, we can set ourselves to act more accordingly on both ends. You feel me? Yeah.
I feel you.
You feel that?
Yeah, no,
So-
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
So, but that's just my take. What do you got?
Devin, what do you think?
No, here we go.
Mine ain't gonna be.
Your shit gonna be ugly, sloppy. We're gonna lose viewers. Go ahead and do it, boy.
You gotta know yourself.
I mean, it's one of those things. Like I've had it on my mind about it because I've had I've had an incident where I was in jail for Christmas.
You went to jail?
Oh yeah.
You don't know that? Oh, you didn't hear
No.
the story? Okay. Well,
What the fuck you go to jail for?
so I'll open up a little bit, bro. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Tuned in.
Yes. So, this was the winter of 2017. This was December 6th of 2017. So it was the year I graduated. So I graduated in June.
Mm-hmm.
I literally went that whole summer of just like not talking to my parents. I was caught up with a girl. He knows who it is. I'm not gonna name no names.
Don't do that.
Nope. Mistakes were made. Left kind of like shut the family out for a girl, and I shouldn't have did that because ended up smoking a lot of weed and stuff like that, doing a lot of drugs like at that time. Ended up stealing shit, right, and ended up getting caught. There was one night I was like very, very just like down, like just ready to just say fuck it all and just like cut the cords, and like I was on suicide watch, so they ended up taking me to the hospital. And then when we got
From the jail?
No.
Oh.
So like I was over at one of my friend's house, and then they came, and then they were gonna take me to the hospital. And then once we got to the hospital, they found out that there was a charge. Like I had for an arrest. Yes, I had a warrant for my arrest.
Put it on silent. Go ahead.
So once I got there, they put me in handcuffs, and then they took me to the jail that was out there, where it was kind of like Columbia.
That's horrible. Wait, you were on suicide watch. They took you to the hospital because they were concerned for you. You get to the hospital, and now you gotta go to jail.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Wow.
So
adding
and
to the suicide.
yep.
Right.
So with me being I was in Lansing at the time, and then they had to transfer me all the way back to like where the crime was, and that was like out where I lived at that point, out by where I went to school and stuff like that. So it was a place kind of like Columbia, where it was majority like whites, and if you were black, like you kept to yourself. But I ended up, I went to jail. I spent Christmas in jail, and I didn't get out. I was in jail for 3.5 weeks.
Damn.
And what was crazy was I was supposed to go to Mexico with my family, and
Missed it.
and well, at that point it was kind of one of those things. I had told them that I didn't want to go, and that was when I was with that. Yeah.
Right.
And so, so I did. I spent Christmas in jail, but I was out before the new year. But I'm gonna tell you what I've learned from all that, the amount of, I had probation for the year. I ended up getting off probation early because I got all my classes and stuff done, and I ended up getting my drops done. But I will definitely say they do not make that shit easy.
Right.
Especially when you have it to where you have to pay for the court, and then you have to pay for your classes every time you go.
Oh yeah,
and
it's a money thing.
It is. It's like,
thing.
and it was one of those things that I had to learn that I was like, well, damn, I'm paying more money for all this than the shit that I stole.
Yes.
Right. And it is.
Because the amount of stuff, like the amount of money that I had taken was probably about $250 to about $400.
Shoplifting less than $500.
So so my charge, so it was larceny with $1,000 or less. I got through, since it was my first ever charge ever to get the HIDA program. So with me getting all that stuff done, it's not on my record, but at the same time, now I know if I fuck up again, that's it.
Right.
And it was one of those things, even though it happened, I couldn't let that like dictate on what I wanted to do forward.
Right.
So I've done some pretty amazing things. I've started finally getting on my own 2 feet and stuff like that, to where I'm like, all that's in the past, and like I'll tell people about it. I'm open to talk about it.
Right.
Like, it is what it is. And
It probably helps.
It does, because like it's one of those things I have to be truthful with myself. Like, it happened.
Right.
Like, I can't oversee it. Like, it might not be there, but it is there.
Right.
So
Britches, how much money do you think you got tied in all this? Because it is a lot of it is a money game. If y'all don't know about the legal system,
right, and then it's made to where you can't find a job to pay
Right.
this money that they're requesting.
it's a trap.
So you stay entangled
They call
in
it
this
this.
circle.
Right.
But to say exactly per dollar amount, I couldn't tell you, man.
You couldn't tell me?
I couldn't tell you.
I gotta tell my fucked up go to jail story, not Baton Rouge.
Go ahead.
Because that was a fucked up way to figure out you had to go to jail.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm driving. I work third shift, right? I was working third shift at Magna. Got into a car crash. The only car wreck I ever been in. Sound weird. What are you doing?
I'm trying to fix it. Go ahead.
All right, get into a car wreck. Car flipped 7 times, right? Flipped 7 times. We land upside down and everything. I crawl out the car. My sis that was in the car with me, she good. We laid out on the ground. People stopped. They called the police and everything. Whole side of me is purple, right? Like, I'm fucked up, but not fucked up. You know what I mean? But like, I'm hurt.
You're hurt.
So I'm laying on the ground. They're like, man, you want to go to the hospital? I got to think about hospitals. Some people
What's
just
up,
do.
Polo?
So I was like, nah. They're like, you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I don't want to. I'm good. I'll just go home. They're like, I got some bad news for you.
Oh, no.
So as I'm laying on the ground with the left side of me throbbing, and it's 2 days before my birthday, I find out I got a warrant. But then, once I'm in there for a day, come to find out, the warrant was issued prematurely, and I actually completed what they thought I didn't, so I'm in there for no reason.
Oh,
So I get out of jail after a car crash, and it's my birthday. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I just want to share because.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you what, bro. Yeah, that was.
But I gotta say something though. I felt undefeated undefeatable when I was walking. Like, 'cause when they let you out of jail, like, they don't even call people to let you know. Right. So I'm just walking up the road, and the sun is shining and shit like that. Right. Man, I felt undefeated. It's my birthday. I got in a wreck. I went to jail. I'm still alive.
So you've been to jail twice on your birthday.
Yes.
Damn, bro, what?
Well, yes. See, you can't take some niggas nowhere. Bro. You can't take some niggas nowhere. So
yes.
Let me tell you my jail story. I'm Lex Luthor. I've never been to jail. So go ahead. There we go. That's my jail story.
Let me tell you my jail story. All right.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, Lee.
So,
man. All right. So now we got to get into, since we talked about jail, I want to talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
I want to talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine, the rat of the year. The rat of the year. I would like, and I mean, the way I feel about it, I'm going to say, but I would like to know what y'all think about somebody that not is being praised for being a snitch, but is making it seem like he's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I did that shit, and I came back and I'm hot. Like, that type of shit. What do y'all think about somebody that, like his re-entry into the scene?
I don't fuck with you.
Yeah, I don't fuck with Tekashi either. You know what, though? I mean, like, I listened to him talk, okay, about the situation, and you know, there's a lot of motherfuckers that's out there snitching, and like
huge amount.
Like, it's a whole culture change, like, and they support dude too.
That's the part that's getting me. Like,
but I mean, we have to accept these changes, and the game always changes. You know what I'm saying? The game is constantly changing. So,
very true.
What, we gonna
very
sit
true.
and bitch about it, or are we gonna, turn around and adapt?
But what's the adaptation that's required on this type of shit?
You better start doing your shit solo and stop fucking with all these niggas.
There you go.
I mean, pretty much.
Why would you encircle yourself and one out of every 3 is gonna snitch?
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's my feel on it.
But hold on, I know one more thing.
No, yeah.
A lot of people are simply just snitching on themselves. They sell drugs on Facebook Live. Got that work, got that gas. Here it is. Here's my face. Here's my money. And
Right.
here's my car.
Here's my car.
So, like,
You need it, I got it.
It ain't no different from Snapchat too, bro. You
Oh,
got
yeah.
people that be putting it all over their stories and shit like that. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do this, you need to do it on the low. Like,
You're gonna
obviously,
do it.
obviously,
Call it CBD. Nigga, that's legal.
Right,
Call
right.
it CBD.
like,
For sure.
yeah, people are dumb, bro.
Anybody ever ask me, but I have CBD.
So here's the thing too. Tekashi is a rapper.
Yeah,
He is.
Loose term rapper.
Yeah.
Tekashi is a rapper, and he may have done numbers with this first video he dropped, but that was a shock effect.
Yes.
That was shock factor. Let's see what he's talking about. Let's see what this and that is. That's not gonna happen again. I don't think the next video, maybe one more video, he get high numbers.
Right.
After that, they were like, oh, he's just out here. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing to be seen here.
Right.
That's it.
So,
But that taste of rainbow hell.
yeah, that weave, man. You know they make they cut your hair in jail.
Hell yeah.
They make you cut
Weaving
your,
them
that's a
motherfuckers.
weave, yeah.
Hell yeah. Bubblegum rapper. Hell yeah.
Bubblegum rapper, yeah.
But I think that this goes to a deeper thing that we were talking about a couple of days ago when it just, like how you say there's a change. I think that there is a lack of integrity. Not morals or moral compass or all that type of stuff. Just of keeping your integrity.
Yeah.
Of like just keeping your integrity as a person. Like I don't think we really think about like integrity. People think about courage, think about being brave, they think about staying real, they think about love and all that. But like in integrity though, like I see a real lack, you know what I'm saying, in the integrity of my generation and below. Like
Right.
anything is up. Like there is no you know what I mean? Like that,
Right.
like there needs to be a at some level on something. Like
Right.
like one month of quarantine and now everybody got OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Like if it only took 1 month for you to pop your pussy, you was already there. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the integrity level. And I'm not mad at people popping their pussy. I'm not gonna pay for it, but I watch you pop your pussy. But I ain't gonna pay for it. But like, I just feel like the integrity that we're supposed to be like instilled with, like you're supposed to keep a certain level, and I just don't see that in the conduct of like my generation, or especially younger. You born after 2000. I don't know what the fuck you on. Right, like you're different to me. So what year were you born?
99, baby. All right. I made the cut. I made the cut, baby. Gang.
He leaned. He said, "I'm still in here."
So maybe it isn't a lack of integrity. What if it's a realization of human character and nature?
Break that down. Expound.
Okay. So maybe people have lost their faith in other people's loyalty and honesty because it's been shit on so much. Maybe it's just a realization that it's like, oh, these niggas is rats, these niggas is this, these niggas is this, and I know this, and I still fuck with them because they're gonna be there regardless, but I already know that they're in it for themselves, they're in it for themselves, they're in it for themselves.
Well, see, like me, I feel like the culture has completely changed, but I feel like in saying so, you got to place blame where blame is.
Right.
If you look at our parents, our grandparents, it's always, well, I don't know about this generation, but who teaches the next generation? Right. The influence is everything. So what they see, they grab. And I mean, honestly, as far as Columbia goes, there's nothing for any youth to gravitate to. So when you don't have anything to gravitate to, you make up shit, you get into shit. Right. And again, me personally, call me a conspirator, but I feel like that's all a part of it. I feel like that's a setup of the grand design for failure. Right.
Yes.
I do.
Yes, definitely. I completely agree with you on that one, sir. I feel like this is the result, and this is not going to be a popular opinion right here. Yeah. But I feel like this is the result when you have children raised by parents who live by the creed, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks, or these niggas ain't shit. Like when that's your true belief system, right? You know what I'm saying, of like how you're moving in the world, right? What you're raising is going to take that and amplify it. I feel like we're watching the amplified version of that. Like you said, the realization. But like you said, who's raising the next generation? Right. I feel like the next generation hit the realization because the mass, not going by individual, but like overall, we were raised by people who, or influenced the most by people who have these slanted views of other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Nate Dogg. Rest in peace, man. I love you. I just listened to him yesterday. But I know bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks because my uncle. And my uncle was cool. So I was like, all right. Right. Then they ain't shit. You know what I mean?
It's a bunch of false information being fed to us through music and stuff. Yes. Let me jump in here, too. Beyond even hip-hop, okay? I think a lot of times the reason we have the issues we have in, like, law enforcement, because growing up, our parents told us that those jobs didn't pay well and that you were risking your lives for those jobs. So I feel like a lot of people that should have been police officers, that were intelligent people, that were really not saying police officers aren't intelligent, I'm just saying that a lot of good people that would have been in law enforcement took different routes. Because, I mean, growing up, I know my mom and dad told me that those jobs don't pay shit and your life's on the line. Right. So I don't know about y'all. Did y'all hear that? Or?
Yeah, my mom specifically told me that.
I mean, me personally,
and soldiers, like, it don't make sense.
Me personally, I can say as far as me and my family per se, we just never looked at the police as a job. Right. We never saw that. Right. Because your badge says to serve and protect.
And you don't.
But that's not what you do. Right. So no, that's never been an aspiration of mine in any shape, form, or fashion. Right.
Right. I feel you.
So, and that's just the way I feel that has went. But anyways, go ahead with what you were saying. Finish what you were saying.
Oh no, I just feel I just feel like we are in a decline of integrity.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's a result of, and I gotta get this off my chest because I only really say it like when I'm talking to myself at the house. I feel like the examples that we don't really have any leadership examples to where we know that integrity is important.
In the South.
No, I mean overall, period. Like the people that we look to, like even on civil rights issues,
right?
Like with this.
Oh, you're talking about on a national level?
Yeah, on this Arbery situation. The people we look to, like what to figure out what should we do. We want to know what Jay-Z and Tidal was doing. We want to know what T.I. posted. We want, you know what I'm saying? Like we want to.
Who cares?
You know, but that's what I'm saying.
Rappers, who cares?
But because we have a lack of other leadership that embodies the things that we are seeking, that we like, in a situation like this, we need this type of person.
Right.
And it's such a lack that we're just like, all right, fuck it, Meg Thee Stallion, what's going on? What do you think about this?
And you know what's
Cardi
crazy?
B said coronavirus. I should take it seriously. You know what I mean? Like that type of shit.
The
like,
craziest part about that is they'll pull a nigga on CNN. Like, you know what I mean? Who's the dude?
Yo Gotti?
Yo Gotti's been on there. 2 Chainz has been on there.
On CNN talking about police reform and correct, like, and
about
that's
all
cool.
kind of
I'm glad
things.
that they active, but that should not be the only voice.
Right.
That shouldn't be the one person that's gonna talk to you. Kim Kardashian shouldn't be the one person that can get people released
Not
from
at
jail.
all.
Right,
Because like
right.
celebrities should have a lane.
Like
You know, there should be a lane. And honestly, the
Justice
black
Smith.
dollar
Right.
has gotten lost.
Right.
Like the black dollar definitely needs to be put back into the community. And then you could raise up politicians for the community.
Right.
You know, but we don't invest or put into our communities anymore.
No.
It's just not there.
Our community here is being gentrified.
Right, it
heavily.
is.
And nobody is even trying to do anything.
Right, but if people went back to the it takes a village mentality, the world would be a whole lot better. I mean, because it truly does take a village.
Right. So, I feel like I think next week I'm gonna reach out to some people. We're gonna kind of cross that bridge.
We're gonna do the financial literacy.
Bird boy, if you watching,
My guy.
you coming. We bringing you on.
So we can talk about it now?
Huh?
We can talk about it.
No, we're gonna talk about it next week.
So you should have had my boy on with me, because hey, we would have sat right here
Yeah,
and cut up.
We can do all that. So we got enough mics to go around for everybody now. So, but I know you want to talk about it bad, but save it.
Yeah, I'm gonna save what I got on my mind because
save that for next week.
Okay.
We got less than 30 minutes for this week left.
All right.
So,
You're right.
Yeah, I'm right.
Yeah.
I know.
yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Because we ain't got into the world of athletes with it either. So
that's true. That's true.
So I'm gonna save that one.
So yeah, next week we're gonna talk about. Go ahead, tell them what you want to talk about next week.
Man, we're gonna talk about the Arthur Asbury situation, the effects of segregation, and the respect to those that have come before us, regardless of what we feel like respect. For like, we gonna talk about it. God, I can't even give a prelude. I can't even like.
He wants to.
I want it. Oh my God!
He
Right.
wants to say it so bad.
We'll talk about it next week. But anyways, everybody knows about the black jogger Ahmaud. I said Arthur earlier. Ahmaud Asbury. I just want y'all, because we talked about this on the phone, and I really feel like this is something that should be said. Don't be going out marching. Like, this corona shit is still happening. It's just mutated this week, and a report just came out today that we looked at before the show started that you can get it through the eyes now. So don't be going out like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I've done the research. Marching and protest have 0.1 effect on public policy in the United States of America. You don't go out there
Time for a new game plan.
Yeah, you're trying to do the
It definitely
same protest mentality that they've literally been doing since the 50s. You cannot win a war with a 60-year-old strategy. So don't go out there trying to protest and with your only a doctor's mask on or some shit like that. Now, this is real. We already see that they're opening up early to get people out. Like, you're gonna get more sick. You're like, it's already been predicted. They expect it. How can you expect death? Because they know what they're doing. So don't go out and feed into the bullshit when it's not even going to be effective on a political policy shit writing on paper. You know what I mean? Don't get caught up in all the bullshit.
The hoopla.
Like, why is this case 3 months old? Yeah. The case is 3 months old, and now in the video just comes to light right as they're about to open the state up.
Because the man's he's a former officer, of course. Yeah,
but it comes out, and then the following weekend, the state reopens now. You know what I mean? No, bro.
It's a lot of agendas at hand and at play, and everybody thinks it's the government. I'm gonna say this, and y'all can disagree with me. I don't care, but it's organizations. It's not. Maybe they're affiliated with government, and you know what I mean. But I think it's more organizations behind a lot of pushing their agendas. The government can't push 50,000 agendas all at once. They have their agenda that they're pushing, yes, but a lot of these agendas that come into play are organizations that you're not even considering because you're too busy considering it all to be the government.
I agree.
Yeah.
There are still organizations. The Klan is still active.
Very much so.
Trevor Armstrong's case is still unsolved. The case is still unsolved. Trevor Armstrong's case is still unsolved. All right. But there are still organizations that are active that move. They call it the invisible empire. Like, so there are organizations that are at hand. Like we talked about how it looked like it was some other shit because we don't know who was recording. Right. Like with the situation with you.
Too, though.
Yeah.
But with the situation that we just talked about, you don't start recording if something's already happening. That type of shit. This is the only video I've ever seen where dude had to speed up and go around a corner to, you know what I'm saying, to catch it. Like, I want to know who the video came from. Did he know the people that was in the truck? Like, it's so many questions with that. Like,
because why would you just be like
recording
a man running?
Exactly.
Like, and then you just miraculously pull up the moment that he just runs into them.
It seems like a setup of some sort.
That's what I'm.
Like,
you know
even
what I mean?
with my incident, how the guy was just out there at the perfect time and in the parking lot.
Yeah.
It just seemed extremely suspicious.
Right. So and with your case too, a lot of people say, well, it wasn't on video of her saying the N-word. Yeah, because nobody knew that situation was about to pop off. They didn't pull their camera out till after stuff started popping off.
Right.
You know, that's when the cameras most of the time that's when the cameras start rolling in a natural environment. It's after the initial action to say, oh shit, I need to start recording this.
Right.
I'm a videographer, and I don't even have a camera ready like that to just be like, boom, here's the situation, here's all of it on tape. No, it's like, oh shit, this is going down. Bam. Got it.
Go.
You know?
Right.
So that goes back to the question of the dude that was recording in the truck. We'll talk about that next week though. Yeah. But I do want to say, do not get caught up in the hoopla and put yourself at risk ultimately for something that's not going to have effect. Right. I've done Stolen Lives Matter events that are, you know, about the families that have been killed by police officers and everything like that. I've done the research. I'm telling y'all, like, for real, it's not effective. It's an old strategy. Do not put yourself out there around people that you can, you know, catch anything from. Especially right now when shit is mutating, like you gotta think. Don't just play into the regular 1-2 step. Like, be smart about this.
The definition of insanity. Black people, please hear me. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
Yes,
we've been marching since before Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, and look at where that has gotten us.
Right. So we gotta do something new, like move. Paco doesn't want to come with me, but I ain't moving to Africa.
He wants to move to Africa. You know what though? I was doing some currency exchanges.
You looked it up, right?
Oh yeah, I did it, and it was like 20,000 was like 7 million.
Yes, nigga, that's what I'm saying.
Paco. Yeah.
We can go over there and clean up, baby.
Let's go over there and become goddamn Rockefellers. Shit.
You got to beat out Akon before you can do that.
No, you don't beat. See, that's black people problem. You don't beat out Akon.
You team up.
You merge with Akon.
Exactly.
See.
Like, teamwork make the dream work.
Like a motherfucking with 20 bands making 7 million. Teamwork can be a motherfucker, bro.
Didn't you just sit over
those
there?
Americans came over here with 15 million.
Wait. Go ahead, Devin.
Didn't you just say when we were sitting here talking about it that sometimes you just got to do stuff on your own?
That's true. That's true.
crime. We're talking about avoiding snitches.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the difference, though. Okay, see, life has these lanes. Okay, and I think that's why I have done as well as I stay in my lane. I don't jump in and I'm doing, I'm an artist now and stuff like that. Now I've evolved some of my stuff from video production to this broadcasting, but it's all in the same field. So Akon's shit right now is building a city and its power. I mean, we might go over there and open a pizza shop. Fuck it. You know what I mean? They got a chain of pizzas and hey nigga, we want to put these pizzas in your city. Like, I'm not trying to build your city or build a city with you. I just want to put some of my shops in there. Yeah, and there it is. You know what I mean? It's a way about going and doing business with people where you're not in their business, right? But
you adding to it. Y'all both eating at the same table, right. We can go over there. We videographers and photographers. You know what I'm saying? We can go over there, start our own advertising firm,
right?
And then you go over there, you start the pizza business. We advertise for you, and then we get some nice tax cutouts from Akon because we in his city. Wow. You see how it works, man? Goddamn, you got his layers to this.
Right. So, let's say, Devin, you have a rideshare service. And we come over there, and we want to put items for sale that they can purchase through the rideshare service in your cars. So that's our business. We put it in your cars. Our business is not your rideshare service. We do not interrupt with that. But if you want to buy some Hennessy and, you know what I mean, and something in the rideshare service, then that's in there, and we'll just incorporate that in the app, and we'll cut you your part off,
Wow. So, see, we can go over there and take over in I think a good 18 months.
18 months?
I think 18 months we can set up something, baby. We can do something. Then I'm not saying we ain't got to come back. We'll come back as ambassadors or some shit. Diplomatic immunity.
Oh, you want to come back like Coming to America?
Yes, yes.
We got all the bags and everything.
Throw out roses. Yes, throw out the roses when we get out the... Yeah. Ooh, is that velvet? No, nigga, this is goddamn zebra. Back up.
So...
Friend of mine that is from Malawi. He lives over here. He's tuning in right now. Shout out to you. You know who you are, man. He from Malawi, which is on the east coast of Africa. 250,000 American dollars is 120 million over there. You get 25,000. You go over there, you can get 1.5 million.
Right. Well, you remember me, you, and Anson. We had a session.
Yes.
We talked about this. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Anson's the one that introduced me to the brother. Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so you already know.
You better know it.
Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, we coming up with a coalition. They opening up goddamn Confederate museums down here. It's time for us to dip.
Like, when did that shit happen? I seen that. I was like, what the hell?
They open up this month, actually.
A slap in the face.
Yeah, at the end of this month, they have the grand opening. They got all, but I don't want to say all the statues, but
then
at least 5, 6 of the statues.
Where is the Black History Museum down here? I mean, after all, the Mink Slide, racial riots did start here.
Yeah. The first race riot was here.
So,
okay.
Since we talk about Black history,
okay,
one of the biggest thing that urges me so much, just urge me, just like makes
you.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. My bad. I gotta
it's all right. It's cool.
Is the fact that when it comes to the generation after me, they have no fucking clue about any Black history. Yeah. And the biggest thing I hear the most is, well, we don't learn about Black history.
Yeah, because they're removing that from the schools.
Yeah.
We got libraries.
We have,
but here's my thing,
smartphones.
Though. Here's my thing. Is why do you have to wait until Black History Month? Why can't it just be history? Everything else is history. Why can't that just be history?
Yep.
And it really irritates me because I asked my brother, I was like, so he asked me about Malcolm X, and I was like, well, what do you know? I don't know anything. What do you
Yeah. Monroe, though, is well versed with Martin Luther King. I don't know where it came from, but it didn't come from me. He just came up to me one day and just started spitting facts, and I don't know where it came from.
Did you give him the fist?
I did.
All right, my
God. you know, I think that's one thing that just really irks me is there's people younger than me. They want to live up to that expectation, but have no fucking clue where it came from.
Right.
like
They're waiting on the movie to be made.
Right.
it don't work that way.
No,
Right.
No, it doesn't.
You know, and then there's all these things that are left out about history that they're like, well, that didn't happen. How do you know? You don't even pick up a fucking book to look at.
No.
You like look at things like Christopher Columbus.
They don't
Sorry, but Christopher Columbus did not come here. He went to the Bahamas and he was brought here by slaves that read the stars to get him here. But they leave that out
Right.
because it's not important.
Say that shit.
And he went over yonder inoculating folks too.
You know,
Say it again.
Yeah, over yonder way.
it does, bro. Because like that stuff, like, you know, even being like black and white, I take pride for both, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I'm proud of the things that like black people have done. You know, there's things that they've done that I'm not proud of, and the same for the other side.
Right.
But like, and we'll get into it like a little bit next week, because I
Yeah.
will talk about how like hard it is growing up both, because it's 10 times worse being just one color is when you're both.
Right.
But we'll talk about that next week.
For sure. And then, you know, a lot of younger people, like, if you are going to ask questions about segregation and you're going to ask questions about things of the sort, why don't you? We still got people that were alive during segregated days. Like, go ask them. Go talk to them. See how they feel about it.
Oh, we can't get into it, man. Next week. Next week for sure.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
watch the movie. Watch the movie Detroit before next week.
I already have.
Oh yeah,
It's called Detroit.
dude. I know. I'm like, bruh,
I watched
that
it like 6 times.
Right.
it took me one time, and I was like, I can't watch that no more. I cannot watch that again.
I watched it a lot.
So.
It's a motherfucker. The only black movie I can't watch more than one time is The Color Purple. I saw it one time.
And that was it.
That's all I can. I can't take 4 hours of sad shit. Like, it's
Right.
just 4 hours? And it's a musical. Ain't this a bitch? And the ending ain't even a good end. It's not a happy ending.
Right.
It's not even a happy ending. Like after all that, you get 3 hours and 30 minutes of sad shit.
Right.
And then at the very end, all you get is one scene of, I missed you, mama. No.
No.
See?
Look now, look. If you made a movie about black history and ended it today, it would still be sad shit ending.
Yes,
it would not be a good ending. It would still be a bad ending.
I mean, yeah and no, because you got to look at like Django. My guy went in.
You got to change history, though. To be
My
able to
guy
do
went
that.
in.
Yeah.
You feel me? That ending, that was a hell of an ending. You
right.
lace them little, put them little bombs up.
It was a hell of a ending.
Perfect ending.
Yeah.
Then got on his horse and made that motherfucker dance.
Right.
He's made it dance.
That shit was nice.
So, all
Unless
right.
it's my movie, because then it ends in Africa.
Yeah, I mean, Belly ended in Africa too. So,
Oh, Belly did have a good ending.
yeah.
Go ahead, bro. I forgot all about that, man.
Now, we're in Africa now.
Yeah. All you heard was a narration.
and drone footage.
That's it. Goddamn sun going down. We over here now. Damn, Belly had a good ending.
Yeah. So look, we're in the last probably 10 minutes. We need to go ahead and get into our mother. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, by the way. So surely appreciate everything that the mothers do for the sons and daughters. Without you, we would not have life. So what I asked the cast to do was to get some footage of some of the of our mothers and have them kind of talk about us just a little bit, and kind of tell, a little bit about a little bit. So, you want to do Devin first?
What happened? Did DMX go to jail at the end of that? Like, what happened? He didn't kill the Farrakhan character. Did he go to jail?
He snitched.
Ah,
He snitched at the end of
it
that.
was not a happy ending at the end of that. It was not.
He snitched. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't snitch.
Shit.
He joined that the group. The
group
minister he was supposed to kill. He joined the group.
But if he didn't kill him, they had him. They was gonna send him to jail. That's what.
Yeah,
I wonder.
I don't know, man.
Nation probably protected him.
Yeah, probably so. Moved his ass to Africa too. All right, sorry. Yeah, Devin. His mom go first. It was a beautiful, beautiful message his mom sent.
Right. So, Devin, what's your mom's name?
My mother is Stephanie Perry.
She looked like a Stephanie. Hey, Steph.
And here's Devin's mother giving a little speech about Devin.
So I hear that you guys want some information about Devin. Well, being his mom, I can tell you that he is the first to always check on me. He's been a mama's boy since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. And for those of you who are too young to know what that means, it was when he was very small. Devin is, out of all three of my kids, probably the most caring. Wears his heart on his sleeve, which isn't always a good thing and definitely not always a bad thing. Devin is very smart. The only problem that he has, and I say this is a problem because problems are things we can usually fix, is that he is way too critical on himself. He feels that, and I can speak to this as his mother, he feels that he needs to fit in. Where he fails is that he doesn't need to fit in. You know, people gravitate to Devin. Devin has a good heart. He's a good way. He has a good soul. He has a good spirit. Until he really figures that out, which I hope is sooner than later, he's going to continue to struggle. Devin is excellent with his hands, and he loves to see the things that he can do. You know, a lot of times with our own work, it's so much easier when you can see the results. He's very results driven, and whether it's cutting grass or cleaning a house or detailing a car, it's all about that end result. Devin's a lot like me in that way. You know, I want to see where my hard work and my time is going. So, I just hope that he realizes what his potentials are. And that he doesn't have to fit in. People are going to come to him. It's more the other way around. Being a young person, it's hard to really grasp that. But that would be the one thing that I would say the most about Devin. He's definitely a hard worker, puts his heart and soul into everything that he does. And I hope that he keeps that up. You know, hard work builds good character. You want to be that person that's reliable, that's responsible, that people can count on. Giving your word, an honest word, integrity, those are things, accountability that we try to instill in Devin. And I hope that he's taken some of that away from him as he, you know, ventures on into being a grown up. Because being grown is hard. You know, we all want to grow up when we're kids. And then when we get grown, we wish we were kids again. So, I do love Devin. And, the one thing that I would tell him would be to love himself before anybody else. Because that's the most important. The one person that you can always depend on is yourself. But I love him. I'm glad he's my son. I wouldn't change a hair on his head. I wouldn't change the things that he's done, except for the incident on the school bus, which I won't go into. He knows what I'm talking about. But I love you, Devin. And, I hope you heed a little bit of this and listen to Mom with, some of the things that I've said. And, one of these days things will click and you'll understand. So, but I love you, Dad loves you, and we're super proud of you.
There we go. We're back. So that was your mom, Stephanie, sending a heartfelt, honest message.
For real, man.
So, let's see here. Brandon, you gonna go next?
Yeah, sure. I mean, mine is simple. Like, me and my mom, fucking best friends. That's the realest in the whole world. Yeah, she cool. She cool as the other side of the goddamn pillow. Britches know my mom and everything. So, me and her, we just did a quick little video. It was mostly, you know, giving shout outs to other moms and everything. She knows she my special lady. Love you, Iris. That's my baby right there.
All right.
Hey, this is B from WhoDat Podcast. How y'all doing today, guys? Today is a special day, as you all know. So, I want y'all to see who my special person is. My mom. Mwah, Mother's Day. So, we want to say Happy Mother's Day to all moms out there, all stepmoms, and what's up?
Mimis and Gigi's and Medeas and Mamas and Meemaws.
But I want to say a very special Happy Mother's Day to this lady. She's not only is the reason why I'm here, but she's also the reason why I'm so cute and why I'm so smart and why I'm healthy.
That's me.
I do all of it, like why my sons are beautiful. They got all her features. So my mom, as anybody that's actually met my mom, first her name is tattooed right here on my chest. my sweet Iris. And I always introduce her as the realest in the whole world. I'm like, she's the absolute realest, the absolute best. My mom is better than your mom. I'm sorry. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. But my mom's the best. Love you, mama.
Love you too.
Mwah.
Thank you, Booty.
So, still, from the WhoDat podcast, I hope you have a good Mother's Day. Hope y'all all enjoy some time with your families today. And make sure y'all come check out some new episodes.
Yay.
Bye.
That was my mama. That was Iris. that was my lady right there. I got a name tattooed right in the middle of my chest. It's only been me and her. That's my mama. I love you. Shout out to you. She probably at work right now. I think she's still watching. Love you.
Yeah. All right, and lastly we got Miss Liggins, Miss Bessie Liggins. Yeah, it's a two-parter. It's not long. It's just it got broken up into 2 clips. I didn't have time to edit it into 1 clip. So. Real quick, did you want to say something to your mom?
Hey, most deaf. You know, I wanted to let my mom know I love her to pieces, yo. You my rock. You been rocking with me since birth, and you ain't quit.
There you go.
You my queen, mom. I love you. Deborah Bellafont, if y'all ain't know.
Lady, don't you know we love you? Dear mama.
All right, and here's my mom. I'm giving a little something. So this is Bessie Liggins. Uncle Jerry used to call me the mayor. So he said I was like a little man in my walker and in my stroller and stuff like that. So what do you think changed for me?
Growing up,
Yeah.
I think you matured and you became your own person. And other than that, I don't know.
What do you think one of the most crazy stories is me as a child?
I don't want you. As a child?
As a child. Not as a teenager. I done told most of them stories on there.
As a child, you was always a good kid. You never got in fights. You never had any problems. Basically, you was a quiet kid. Most people thought you was a midget. Because you was mature for, you was more mature than your years.
Yeah.
But, it eventually caught up.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Okay. I don't know. You had 2 boys, and then, my father had his kids also. So, what differentiated me between those kids?
Basically, age, and the different growing up in Michigan and
Tennessee.
They was basically they were raised in Detroit, and you was basically raised in Tennessee. Besides age, it was different in your environment.
Yeah. Okay. Anything you want to tell? And we're back.
I've done my time in friendship. Everybody's done their time in friendship.
Yeah, we're back.
Hey.
So I'm not sure. We had some technical difficulties. I think it's because my footage was in 4K.
Yeah.
Off my iPhone. I'm not sure.
And Facebook has trouble keeping up with today's technological standards.
Yeah. So
it was still really sweet. I know that y'all can still hear it. Are you gonna post it on the page?
Yeah, I'll post it up eventually. Yeah, I'll post it up. Yeah. So, but I want to thank everybody for coming out and listening and being able to hear the full side of the story for Mr. Hughes and being able to understand more that went on than was just on camera. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. You got anything?
Yeah. I hope that everybody can learn from this. Just be more. Choose to inform yourself more. I just hope that for this week, since we're doing a special Monday version for this week, just try to inform yourself more on whatever your regular interest or whatever gets your attention. Just in the back of your head, be like, do I have all the information though? Just try to inform yourself more. But other than that, like always, stay blessed. Don't stress. Life is just a test.
Right. All right. Well, and that's it for today, y'all. We'll catch you next week. We're gonna be doing some real touchy subjects next week. So, I think Brandon's excited. Devin is excited. So,
and we're doing another WhoDat E-Mix.
Yeah, Friday, for sure. So
come to Club WhoDat.
Yeah. You got anything you would like to say before we
Hey, I appreciate you having me on the show. The hospitality, the love. Just want to let all your viewers know